Hi, my name is Josh Bartles, and I will be talking about American Foulbrood. So what is American Foulbrood? It is a fatal bacterial disease of honeybee eggs, larvae, or pupae, otherwise referred to as the bee brood. The brood usually is killed by the disease during the prepupal or pupal stage. This disease does not infect adult bees, however the spores are spread by them. American Foulbrood is caused by a gram-positive spore-forming bacterium, Pentabacillus larvae. Now that we know who the disease affects and what it is caused by, let's take a look at how pea larvae infect bees and how it is spread by looking at the life cycle of pea larvae. The infection begins when spores on the nurse bees are spread to the brood during feeding time. The younger the bee larvae, the more susceptible they are to the disease. At 24 hours old, the larvae are most susceptible. Young larvae then ingest the spore bacterium, which germinate in the gut. Once the larvae have been capped, which is a thin layer of wax to cover pupae during non-feeding periods, then the bacterium rapidly multiplies and eventually kills the bees at the pupal stage. The larvae darken and die and become dried scale that sticks to the side of the cell. Spores are then spread by adult bees trying to clean and remove dead pupae. The spores that result from the dead pupae can infect healthy hives for many years, as the spores are viable for 50 years and are resistant to the extreme temps, both hot and cold. So once the hive is infected, the disease is very hard to get rid of. Now I just want to give you a visual of the difference between a hive infected with American Foulbrood and a healthy hive. On the left is the infected hive. Here we can see that the cells are dark black-brown due to dead pupae, and there are still some capped cells with dead infected pupae inside. Now as the worker bees try to clean out these uncapped cells, they will spread the disease to new hives. On the right we see a healthy hive with golden yellow caps and a brownish, not as dark, clean cells. Now I want to move on to why we care about this disease. What is so important about bees and this disease that is killing them? As many of you know, bees are very important to our ecosystem. They help pollinate all the crops that we humans need to sustain life. Not only do they pollinate the food that we need, they also pollinate things like alfalfa that feed the cattle that we humans rely so heavily on for meat and dairy products. It is estimated that 1 in 3 bites that we eat was pollinated by bees. They also pollinate crops such as apples, almonds, broccoli, strawberries, and much more. To put this all into a dollar amount, bees are responsible for pollinating $15 billion worth of U.S. crops alone, and their disappearance would result in a global economic loss of $5.7 billion annually. The bees have been disappearing for many years now, and one of the reasons is American Foulbrood, as it is the most widespread and destructive of the bee brood diseases. However, there are 2 antibiotic treatments that are known to be effective against American Foulbrood, including terramycin and tylosin. But there are multiple problems that have been found when using these antibiotics as a treatment. Raymond and colleagues in 2017 found that these antibiotics are harming the bees' hives' overall health. Furthermore, the antibiotic family that these 2 antibiotics belong to was shown by Mentrino and colleagues to cause bone and tooth deformities for fetuses and breastfeeding infants. So when bees have been treated by terramycin and tylosin, there are measurable amounts of terramycin and tylosin found in their honey, and the consumption of honey is no longer safe for those at risk. Due to the broad-spectrum toxicity of antibiotics, both harmful and good gut microbes are wiped out when hives are treated. This broad-spectrum activity decreases the gut diversity of the bees and decreases their health. Finally, the use of antibiotics eventually leads to bacterial resistance to antibiotics, and a study done by Murray and Arostein in 2006 found that 50% of hive field samples were antibiotic resistant. Due to the multiple problems with the antibiotic treatments and the viability of the pea larvae spores, it is recommended to just burn all infected colonies. Researchers have taken notice to this problem in recent years and have come out with viable alternatives to help treat and/or prevent American Foulbrood. Kusanova and colleagues looked into inhibition activities of essential oils on the Pentabacillus larvae. The researchers used 2 different strains of pea larvae. They used a strain from the Czech collection of microorganisms called CCM 4488 and a Slovak field strain. They tested the inhibition activity of many different types of plant essential oils including sage, anise, oregano, caraway, thyme, rosemary, clove, chamomile, and fennel. Concentrated essential oils at 2 amounts, 5 microliters and 10 microliters, were applied to sterile discs on MYPGP agar, along with pea larvae. After a 24-hour incubation period, the researchers measured the zones of inhibition, and here are their results. There are two different figures. The top figure shows the zones of inhibition of different essential oils at a concentration of 5 microliters. The bottom figure is the same, however the concentration is 10 microliters. As you can see, I've highlighted two different essential oils, Oreganum vulgaris and Thymus vulgaris. These oils are important because they have the strongest inhibitory action on both strains of pea larvae. It is also important to note that Foenoculum vulgare and Pinnipinella anisum had no inhibitory effect on the Slovak field strain, but did have inhibitory effects on the CCM 4488 strain at 5 microliters. From these results, we can conclude that both Oreganum vulgaris and Thymus vulgaris show promise in being used as a treatment/prevention of American foulbrood due to their strong inhibitory activity on the pea larvae. However, there is evidence that resistance can occur in certain strains, as Pinnipinella anisum and Foenoculum vulgare were effective against CCM 4488 but not the Slovak strain. This study has evidence that multiple different types of essential oils have inhibitory effects on pea larvae, and specifically 2 of them have strong enough inhibitory effects that they could be tested on actual hives. Another positive is that essential oils are natural and readily available on a large scale. However, there is no evidence that this works with real bees infected with American foulbrood, and due to the intense aroma of essential oils, the bees could become misoriented. So more studies need to be done to investigate the physiological effects on real bees. A more recent study done by Brady and colleagues in 2017 investigated bacteriophages as a possible replacement for antibiotics. Bacteriophages are highly specific viruses that only infect and replicate in specific bacteria. The researchers' first objective was to identify bacteriophages that could kill a wide range of Pentabacillus larvae strains. They had a total of 39 pea larvae specific phages in which they tested their effectiveness of killing 59 field strains of pea larvae. They then picked the 3 best phages to be included in the phage cocktail to treat beehives based on their effectiveness of lysing field strains of pea larvae. Once the phage cocktail was made, the researchers acquired 10 healthy hives that were American foulbrood negative. These hives were divided into 2 groups. 5 were sprayed with the mock treatment of sugar water, and 5 were treated with the phage cocktail and sugar water. Both hives were placed near hives that were known to be infected with American foulbrood. The 2 hives were then treated with their respective treatments 3 times in the first 10 days, and then observations as well as Hitchcock scores were taken on day 0 and every 2 weeks for 8 weeks. The 10 healthy hives were used to test the phage's ability to protect against American foulbrood when housed near hives infected with American foulbrood. And here are their results. At day 0 and 2 weeks, all 10 hives were healthy and American foulbrood free. By week 4, 4 of the 5 hives treated with mock treatment were infected with American foulbrood. In contrast, all 5 phage-treated hives remained healthy and American foulbrood free. Phage-treated hives all had Hitchcock scores of 0, whereas mock-treated hives had scores of 4, 1, 1, 3, and 0. Hitchcock scores is a scale of infection severity, 4 being the highest and 0 being healthy. We can see the average Hitchcock score at 4 weeks of both treatments on the left, with average infection severity on the y-axis and 2 different treatments on the x-axis. The star above mock treatments represents that there was a statistical significance between the 2 results with a p-value of 0.00022, meaning that these results did not occur by random chance. These results prove that bacteriophages can be used as a treatment against American foulbrood. In addition, they are a good alternative to antibiotics because bacteriophages would replace the current antibiotics that have been proven to be detrimental to overall hive health as well as the humans that consume the honey that contains the antibiotics. Another reason phages are a good alternative is because they are very specific towards the bacteria they infect and therefore would not harm any good bacteria in the bee's gut. Phage therapy is an increasing trend in the recent years, and this study has added to the growing list of evidence that phage therapy is both effective and safe. So in conclusion, American foulbrood is a deadly disease that is killing bees that humans rely on heavily. This disease is all over the world, and despite being discovered in 1907, the best treatment we currently have is burning the hives or treating with antibiotics that have adverse effects on both the bees and human health. Recent studies have come out to show promising evidence that antibiotics could be replaced by essential oils or phage therapy to treat American foulbrood. More research has to be done to prove 100% that there are effective treatments, but I'm hopeful that the harmful antibiotics are on their way out and American foulbrood will be far easier to treat in the near future.